You're watching Travel World Online.
Welcome to the new episode of Travel World Online. Today we have Mr. Ritwik, the founder of ELIVAAS with us. Welcome, Mr. Ritwik.
Good morning, Anilji. Lovely having you at our office today.
Thank you. Please tell us what inspired you to start ELIVAAS.
Actually, my journey at India's largest OTA Make My Trip gave me a good glimpse of what's really happening in the all taco space, in the villa and apartment space. And then when I bought my first villa in Goa, I started realizing that there is two things really happening. One, that there is a massive explosion as far as supply in the villas and apartment space is concerned. And the other, that demand was also scaling up like never before, 7-8 times faster than other segments. And the killer point was that there was no big brand like in the lovely 5-star brands that we have, both from India and international markets, here in the villa and apartment business. That's what inspired us. Massive growth in demand, massive growth in supply, and a big gap as far as a big brand is concerned. That's how ELIVAAS, and that's why ELIVAAS was born.
Great. What has been the biggest learning as a founder?
I think the biggest learning as a founder, while every day there's a learning, every day there is something that we are discovering, and the journey is very exciting. I think the biggest learning is that no failure is a point of failure, or no failure is something which will put you down to ground. And that's what matters. Every small step of discouragement leads to many, many more inspiring moments for encouragement. And I think as a founder, that is something I've learned to embrace. Take small moments of failure in the same excitement or with the same excitement as lovely moments of success. And I think that's one thing which entrepreneurship teaches you, or being a founder teaches you.
How would you describe the brand ELIVAAS?
So ELIVAAS essentially is, firstly the name itself comes from Nivas. So elite Nivas, or Vas is also villas and apartments. ELIVAAS is essentially the culmination of excellent 5-star service that you are sure of and aware of and experienced in India, with fantastic 5-star homes. So the bringing together of a lovely home of somebody along with the lovely 5-star experience you are used to in the hospitality world is what ELIVAAS is all about. If you see it, it's in our tagline. We'll take it from here.
What makes ELIVAAS different from other brands?
I think, see, every brand does what their brand philosophy and their company philosophy tells them to do. When ELIVAAS was born, it was very clear that the Indian consumer was always used to the best hospitality standards of the world. And when we wanted to crack the villa and apartment space, we said that the same consumer is going to come to these villas and is going to come to these apartments. And that's why what we started from day zero with zero compromise is that these are full stack villas, full service villas. Pretty much every service that you can get in a luxury 5-star hotel, you get with our villas. And I think to some extent, that's what differentiates us, apart from the fact that we have grown very, very fast and we are very aggressive as far as speed to market is concerned.
See, what are the core values, if you can sum them up, for ELIVAAS and ELIVAAS experience when we talk about?
See, there are, so for the values, we have a very simple, I've been a corporate employee for about 2.5 decades. One of the things I learned is that the values have to be simple, and values have to be something that every employee has to stand by. We have 3 very simple values, the 3 T's as we call them, or the T cube as we call them. Trust and transparency with our owners, with our customers, with ourselves. Team first, whatever we do, we keep our team ahead of ourselves. And lastly, taking action, which is essentially just moving fast. How do you really move fast and capture more and deliver more for your owners, for your customers, and for yourself? And I think these are the 3 values that we live by. This is what signifies in how we deal with our customers, in how we deal with our owners, and how we deal with each other as our employees of the company.
How do you see the luxury villa segment evolving in India?
So firstly, you have to look at some data points. There is a massive 25%, 30% YOY growth happening as far as luxury homes is concerned. And this is even higher than 30% as far as leisure markets is concerned. You go to any pocket, you go to Udaipur, you go to the Kasauli Hills, you go to the Uttarakhand Hills, you go to Goa, you go to, any part of the country, massive under construction activity happening for luxury villas, luxury apartments coming up. And 80, 90 or even 100% of them are for second homes of people. And I think the journey ahead is phenomenally rosy. We are all aware about how fast the India travel economy is booming. India is the travel capital of growth for the next 2 or 3 decades. And within that, the villas and apartment segment is growing at 4 or 5 times faster than the other segments. So I see a fantastic road ahead for what we are really building in the villas space.
What trends in the luxury segment are taking place, especially in travel and hospitality?
So I think, see, while obviously the number one trend is that overall travel trips are increasing in a year. From, let's say, 2 decades ago, when it was 1 to 2 trips in a year, we are now seeing as high as 10 to 12 trips of people. The second big trend I'm seeing is what we call as no reason holidays or no reason vacations or on the spur moment vacations. People are buying luxury cars and they're getting out on the roads like never before. And that's really happening at the spur of the moment. So on a Friday evening, people are getting up and driving down, or on a Friday evening, they're deciding to drive down on a Saturday morning. So first, massive increase in number of trips. Two, really no reason holidays or many no on the spur holidays. And three, we are seeing that in luxury travel, people are becoming more and more focused on finding exquisite experiences, and dare I say, finding experiences where they are not governed by the norms or governed by rules. So typically, people finding no rule holidays, so to say, or no rules holidays as much as possible. And I think these are few trends we are seeing with our consumer base. People are going and seeking new experiences like never before.
Which destinations are witnessing highest growth in India?
See, I think really, if you see what's happening in the infrastructure, which is what is the how does tourism really increase? Either your money in the pockets of the people has to increase, and mostly you need to have the right infrastructure supporting it. So, what is the infrastructure we are talking about? Money, we all know India's per capita income is increasing. We all know India is going to be one of the highest growing domestic and outbound market of the world. What's really driving this, apart from the economic progress, is the fact that lovely trains are coming in. You've seen the amazing impact Vande Bharats, etc. are having. You're seeing great highways, world-class highways. Some of the new belts are a pleasure to drive in, and that's really fueling 1 day, 2 day trips. You're seeing a massive increase in number of airports and obviously a massive increase in number of aircrafts. The biggest growth is happening in those markets which are very well connected either by road or by airports or by aircrafts, as we call it, especially roads. So if you see a market which was earlier 8 hours from a big metro, if it is now 4 hours from a big metro, you will see a massive explosion. Markets like Ranthambore, Rishikesh, Coorg, Lonavala, Alibag, these are all booming because they have very good driving experiences from a very large metro. And I think, to me, that's the fastest growing segment, which is 1 to 4 hours from a big destination is, I think, the sweet spot for current growth that we are witnessing, at least.
See, you are more of a platform, right? Different owners you are dealing with. So how do you ensure consistency in quality and service across all your properties?
So while on the one hand, we definitely are a service platform for our owners, but eventually we are absolutely full stack. So it's not as if villa number 1 has a very different experience than villa number 700. The rooms will be different. The location obviously will be different. The look and feel and interiors are a story in itself. In fact, all the 4 rooms of the villa will look very different and feel very different. But the software, which is the service layer, is all consistent and controlled by ELIVAAS. Every employee who serves the guests at an ELIVAAS is controlled by an ELIVAAS employee. The entire service delivery, right from the toiletries to the uniforms to the hospitality to the care to the refreshments to the meals to the F&B to the experiences is all controlled by ELIVAAS. So in our case, that's how we deliver consistent performance. Technology plays a big role. Our housekeeper app, which is the core delivery person, the person who manages the moment of truth, is the main reason we are able to deliver this across 700 villas and eventually going to 7,000 and 10,000 villas in the coming years, purely because of the fact that technology plays a very, very strong enabling role into delivering this.
So you will agree with me, the traveler is too demanding today. What difference you find 5 years before or today in general?
Yeah, so like I said, it's linked to the earlier point we were discussing. Travelers today don't want rules. Travelers today are seeking new experiences. Travelers today don't want a reason to holiday. And I think travelers today are also really seeking a lot more time with their friends and family than before. And maybe COVID has a role to play there, or maybe that's how our demographic behavior has changed. But overall, we see consumers wanting more and more control in their hands, consumers seeking new experiences, and consumers really not going the beaten path, but rather looking for something which is uncharted territory, uncharted experiences. A lot of our customers have this in their wish list that they'll cover 50, 60, 70 of our villas in the coming years, because each villa is a story in itself. And I think that's the behavior we are seeing in a lot of our customers now.
How technology and AI is helping ELIVAAS?
So see, my co-founder is, was with me during my stint at my previous company, and is somebody who manages our tech and product offering. We have to offer tech and product for three stakeholders essentially. We have the homeowner app, which is for the homeowner. We have the consumer tech, which is for demand generation and for ensuring consumers are able to see what they're experiencing. And most importantly, we have the housekeeper app, or the technology for our operations, which is essentially, when we are running 700 villas, it's not the same as running a 2,000 rooms in 5 properties. It's 700 villas across, various real estate setups. In that, technology plays a massive role. AI is used in each of these 3 parts. How do we really shortlist properties? How do we really engage with our demand? Our conversions are in single digits to early double digits. So how do you really respond to all the queries you get? We get a massive traffic of queries every day. How do you really showcase content and generate content fast? And then in operations, how do you ensure that every day 20,000 images are analyzed to see if the villas are spick and span? Please understand that in a villa setting, it is very, very different compared to a hotel setting. In a hotel, you have various departments, various checkpoints, and all in one building. For us, 700 villas are not even in 1 kilometer. They are all across hundreds of kilometers and through 43 cities. So technology is the only way we can control experience, and the only way we can control hygiene, experience, and quality. And that's where, if you see at each of these parts, we play a massive tech first approach.
Great. What is the size of ELIVAAS? How many?
We now have about 750 properties. We are in 43 cities of the country, and we are in 10 states. Hopefully by next year we'll have whole of India mapped out, and hopefully by the next quarter we would have our first 2 international markets launched as well, which is Dubai and Sri Lanka.
That's what my next question was.
Yes, absolutely. So we are launching Dubai and Sri Lanka in the coming months, and you'll see a lot of excitement coming from us, because we want the Indian consumer who wants to stay in an apartment or a villa to understand that they are backed by a lovely brand, so that their experience of a holiday becomes a memory and becomes something that they can cherish. Like I say, again, I'll repeat, our tagline is, "You've arrived, we'll take it from here."
So, what you dislike most, business or leisure travel?
No, I obviously, I love leisure travel more than business travel, but in the travel industry, you can't dislike either.
Yeah, true. I want you to put it other way around. I want you to say something, that's why. One global destination on your bucket list.
I think the next destination on my bucket list is going to be the Northern Lights, and I think that's something which I want to go do.
One book that has influenced you.
I think early in my corporate career, this book called "What Got You Here Won't Get You There" is something that has really helped me, and I think this is something good. The other book which has influenced me for my life is the Bhagavad Gita. So I think one for your corporate world and one for your personal life. And actually, the Bhagavad Gita is great for your corporate world as well.
100% I agree with you. You are a night lover, a party animal, or a peace lover?
No, I am a peace lover. I'm not a night animal for sure.
What is your vision for ELIVAAS over the next decade? And let's close it from here.
I think our vision for ELIVAAS is to have at least 10,000 properties, be an household name as far as villas and apartments is concerned, and be the go-to brand for villas and apartments. I think that's our go-to vision for the next 10 years.
That makes my last question. What has been your biggest challenge while scaling it?
See, I think to be very honest, there are three parts to our business. I keep saying always it's a tuk-tuk, three-wheeler tuk-tuk. Demand, supply and operations all have to move at the same speed, otherwise your tuk-tuk will start malfunctioning or will break down. Amongst these three, I think the biggest challenge is demand generation. How do you find most effective ways of generating more and more demand? We are obviously a startup, so we don't have unlimited budgets. How do we really get our brand out there? How do we get our people to know what ELIVAAS stands for? I think that's something we are constantly working on, and that's something which I feel is our, amongst the three, our biggest challenge. The other two, I believe, are a little simpler to crack and a little easier to crack compared to demand. Having said that, we are in our third year and we are going to deliver 200 crores plus. So no, we are not doing a bad job as far as demand is concerned as well. But yes, amongst the three, demand is what we really work harder on.
Your message to our viewers?
I think I'll just leave it with our tagline. You've arrived, we'll take it from here. So if you're a villa owner, you've arrived in life, you want us to help you, we'll take it from here. If you're a traveler, you've arrived at your destination, which is your lovely villa, we'll take it from here.
Thank you very much talking to Travel World Online.
You are watching Travel World Online.